Christians in the Middle East have been through a lot over the last couple of years. Like much of the world, they endured the pandemic. On top of that, 4 elections in 2 years in Israel and a war. CBN's Wendy Griffith talked with one man who's lived in the midst of it and is telling their stories of faith in his new book, Dare to Believe.
Terry, tell us about your new book, Dare to Believe. Give us a quick version of one of the stories in your book.
Oh, gosh, so many. It's 3 stories in one, really. One is my own story of nearly 50 years living and working in the Middle East, in Lebanon, in Egypt, and other countries. It's also the story of a very courageous but unheard about church, and the stories of individuals that have given their lives for the sake of the gospel in these different countries. And I'm sure anybody reading it cannot but be totally inspired by these stories. And it's also the story of Sat7, the struggles of getting started and broadcasting just 2 hours a week to start with in 1996, and expanding to 4 full-time channels broadcasting in Arabic and Turkish and Farsi for Iran, and having a 24-hour kids channel broadcasting across the Middle East.
And Sat7 is still going strong, right?
Very strong, thank you, yes.
And where are you located?
Well, the headquarters is in Cyprus, but we have studios in Egypt, Turkey, Lebanon, London, where we do a lot of work for the Iranian channel, because we're not able at the moment, at least, to produce anything in country there, of course, in Iran.
Terry, tell us, what do you see God doing in the church in the Middle East?
Gosh, yeah, there's been so much change over the time I've lived here. You know, we had no internet, no cell phones, nothing when we started. And now we have all this amazing technology that we can communicate with people online and so on. But God is really moving in people's lives, especially in the very difficult places. Iran has perhaps the fastest growing church in the world today, with well over 1 million new believers that are basically meeting in homes. It's an underground church, because since 2011 there's not been any Farsi language churches permitted to meet. Only traditional Armenian churches and so on have been able to continue. Algeria is another amazing story of a fast-growing church in the face of many difficulties and challenges. But the book is full of really stories of courageous believers that have done so much to further the faith of Christ and bring an understanding of the Christian gospel to those around them.
It sounds fascinating. I can't wait to read it. What do you want believers, or what do you want people to take away from your book once they've read it?
I think most importantly to understand there is a Christian community in these countries, Turkey, Iran, the Arab world. Some of them date their churches right back to the apostles, and they've got 2,000 years of sometimes incredible witness and survived persecution under Rome, under Muslim invaders. And it's a story that people just aren't aware of. We think the church has been exterminated in the Middle East, but really it's alive and well, and carrying on that 2,000 years of Christian presence and witness.
It's amazing. Thanks for bringing us these powerful stories of what God is doing in the lives of Christians in the Middle East. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.